Welcome everyone. Here we are with our little Grow Hub community event, and we've got two very special guests joining us today, all the way from Wageningen in the Netherlands. We have two of the innovative chefs from Unilever, Antonio and Leonardo. Excuse me for not announcing your surnames. I probably wouldn't do them very well. So yeah, really excited. We've got the Subpod, some of the Subpod team here. We've got Sadi, Chloe, Peter Howard, and Warren, because we've all just so enjoyed working with these guys, and I had the privilege of going to meet them in person in July, and to see them with their Subpods and how much they are enjoying playing with their worms and diverting waste. So yeah, welcome everyone, and welcome to Antonio and Leonardo. Thank you for getting up early in the morning to meet with us. And yeah, I won't spend too much time on the intros, but love for you to introduce yourselves and what you do at Unilever, and you know, how you came across Subpod and started this wonderful relationship.
Leo, please.
Okay, so my name is Leonardo Carvalho. I am a Brazilian innovation chef for the global team, working for the food service business, right, for Unilever. And I'm also currently based on the Hive, which is on Wageningen, as Catherine just mentioned. And a super big fan of the Subpod, composting, and we claim ourselves food waste warriors. So, Antonio.
Yeah, so my name is Antonio. I'm originally from Mexico, so the Latinos working here hardly with the rest of the world, also sitting here in the Hive in Wageningen. Yeah, and I think 1 year ago, Leo and myself, we said, okay, let's do it, and we start this this journey into composting, and yeah, super excited to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Like, I was watching back that little interview I did with you, Leo, and you mentioned the garden work stream was where it kind of began, the idea of bringing that into Unilever. Do you want to share a little bit also about what the Hive's, you know, the mission of the Hive and the BREEAM award, and just the vision of Unilever now and where it's going, and as well as, you know, when I was there, that regenerative farming, that, you know, there's a whole thing going on there. So a little bit about that.
Yeah, maybe I will share like how we get to know and the whole Subpod idea, and then I'll let Antonio talk about the sustainability part. Yeah, the Subpod, the whole story started when Unilever decided to close 3 R&D sites in Europe to open a larger one in Wageningen. So we had this site on Poznan, Poland. We had this other site in ʻHiveʻ, Germany, and one in a different location in Netherlands, in a place called Vlaardingen, right? And then the whole idea was to get close to the University of Wageningen, which is the biggest university, the best university of agriculture in the world. And they are trying to create this sort of a food valley, as they call, which is a combination in between companies, startups, and of course the university. So how can you get the innovations? How can you help the world to unlock these problems that we see into 2050 that is yet to come? How can we partner up together? And then Unilever saw that if we get there, if we get to the food valley, we could help there in a better way, in a faster way. So then that happens, and as Unilever, we always try to get people there in the front lines, as we call, as close as possible for all the projects. And the building was another example of that, right? So we had a lot of work streams of people that work in Unilever helping to build up the whole design of the building. And I was very lucky to be in this food experience part of the building, which include like the canteen, the kitchens, and also the garden. And I was partnered up with another colleague called Kiss. And then we were like thinking how the garden from the Hive could be. And as a chef, for me was, our garden needs to be all about herbs, vegetables, and fruits, right? I mean, I'm a very big fan of this culture of flowers here in the Netherlands, but I rather much more flower that I can eat than the flower that I can just see. So I was, we were talking about that as well, and we were wondering, okay, what else could we do in the garden, right? Always thinking about in sustainability, which is a really huge pillar in Unilever business. And then we thought, oh, can we have some chickens so we can harvest eggs, and can we have this, can we have that? And then the composting was a topic that came in between us, me and Case, and said, well, we could propose. And when we propose in our work stream, the first comment was, but guys, I know composting. I have a friend that does. He does in a farm, which is really hard. He needs to put like very far from the house. It takes a lot of work, and there's a lot of smell. And you know, it's an innovation center. People will be coming in. You're gonna smell that. A lot of flies, a lot of problems. And then I was checking out, I mean, all the Subpodʻs systems that was available in the world back in the day, and I found nothing that would tick all the boxes. And then I had no answer. I said, okay, yeah, you guys are right. It's a pity because, I mean, we are aiming to be the most sustainable beauty in the world, and we cannot compost. That's a pity. But then it happened. The building opened up. And yeah, we got this amazing award. It's some sort of a, maybe Antonio can be more detailed about the award, but it's some sort of architecture award that we got as a building. It's called like the BREEAM award, which is the most sustainable building project in the world. So like our energy is all from solar panels. We regenerate our own water to reutilize in the garden. It's super cool. Like our furniture was all recycled and so on. And then as a good innovator, I have Kickstarter on my phone. I was trying to log in here on my phone now to see if I had on my story. And then I saw you guys. And then, okay, composting, easy to do. Okay, easy to do, but maybe still smells and flies. And then I saw your video. And then I said, wait a second, they're ticking all the boxes, right? So maybe they have the solution. But I was a little bit afraid to come to this beautiful beauty and just propose something that might not work, right? And then they're gonna blame me forever and ever. So then what I did was, okay, let me take the risk, let me buy one, and then I will do it in my house. I have a good garden here in the back of my house, and me and my wife were very sustainability driven, especially after move to the Netherlands. And then the Subpodʻs came over from Australia. And then when I arrived, it was super easy to put it together. I bought my worms. By the way, my worms are not Dutch. They're from Germany, so they're German worms. So they came over, I start. And then for me, it was all very new. And then I put it a little bit of I did all that you guys asked me to do. And then they start to eat a little bit. It's okay, that's easy. And then next week, I overfed. And then, oh my gosh, what I'm gonna do, I overfed, and I was smelly, oh Jesus. And then I got into the app that you guys had, the hub. And then everybody just gave me a tip, just put a lot of carbon and it's gonna be okay. Okay, nice. And then through the whole year, I took a year to be confident about it. I have a little bit of ants, so it's too dry, put a little bit of water. Oh, I have a lot of fruit flies. Oh, it's too wet, put a little bit of carbon. So I solved kind of all these normal problems that you have when you start. And then after 1 year, I say, okay, it works. Now I'm doing zero bio garbage anymore. Mainly we don't put our big, because here in the Netherlands, you put this big bucket I think it's 50 liters of trash on the road when the truck comes over to recycle. And we don't put the green anymore. Every neighbor puts the green on. We don't put the green anymore because we don't use, right? Everything is composted on the back. And then I said, okay, now I'm feeling confident about it. So I have an ear, it works. I took pictures. So now I'm prepped to go to my manager of the building to sell the idea to him. The Subpodʻs works, and we need to have in a hive because we're the most sustainable building in the world. How the frack we don't compost? Makes no sense. We're a food business. Prep myself a lot of pictures, and then I spoke with him and said, John, look, I bought the Subpodʻs, it works, and and then when I was talking through him and preparing myself, we need to buy. In the middle, he just told me, stop, Leo. How many do we need? And that's the mindset that we have in Unilever, right? The sustainability. When I told him compose works, no flies, no hard work, and it's easy to do, he just said, just when, right? And this is when I got into your website, and you have all these success cases, the Byron Bay, and so many others that you guys show on the website. And then I told to myself, I want to be on these guys. I want Unilever to be in a Subpodʻs website as a success case. So what I'm going to do, I'm not just going to buy it. I'm going to go after somebody. And I tell that we want to be one of those guys as well in your website, because I think through partnerships, and we learned that in Unilever through many projects, that you could go faster and further if you partnered up, right? So maybe Unilever could help you guys as well to grow if we tell that we are using and so forth. And this is when we got in contact with Warren, and Warren was just the best. After every football training, we were like talking and discussing how many do we need and projects, and do we get just the Subpodʻs, do we get with the wooden thing and so forth. And it was amazing, it was super easy to do with Warren. And then we got these 14 Subpodʻs, and this is it. That's the story. That's how everything began.
It's so nice to hear the background of how it all came about, and just you're taking a risk on a crowdfunding project, and ordering something all the way from Australia to where we are with you guys now. So thank you so much for championing the product and in the business there. We'll be forever grateful.
Yeah.
Welcome, Warren.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that story. It really, just was perfect. And then, of course, I'm always interested in knowing, how you guys have incorporated it, into your working day life, into the kitchen, into the building, into the everyday usage of it, because that's always the question that I get from people on larger scales. So, yeah, Antonio, I don't know if you've got anything to add to the story.
Yeah, sure.
Share.
Because Leo told the story until the boxes arrive here.
Yes.
And now we need to get them to work, So when Leo came with the idea, actually, I just jumped into the idea because I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity to actually make the final circle of life, of food, and really becoming a cycle. And but I keep on telling into the building, with the chefs together, saying Subpodʻs is the last part. It's absolutely the last part. It's where the scraps they need to go. We need to learn, guys, to reduce food waste. That is very clear. We have a brand, Hellmann's, where our slogan is "Make taste, no waste." So if there's a couple of leftover things in your fridge, you can always create the great dishes with Hellmann's, and that is for me where I got even more passionate. To be honest, I start my passion from there, saying we cannot waste. We know, as we said, Leo, myself, and we have another chef from Brazil, he in Hive. We know how things can be hard in other parts of the world where there is no food, where people are suffering. icing a kit in Mexico in a house made out of carton with another 6 kids. And this kid is grabbing a chicken leg and is just happy trying to get the last pieces of taste of this chicken bone. And when I see that, I said to myself, well, here, oh, it's a little bit defect, trash. Not good, trash. So for me, it starts there. So really, we said we need to work ourselves in trying to do it inside here and trying to bring outside to the rest of our colleagues, and then trying to bring outside to our customers that we need to reduce food waste, because food waste, a lot of it, it's happening in our kitchens, it's happening in our houses. We overbuy, we over prepare, we overserve ourselves. We go to a buffet, we serve a big plate, we eat half, and we just leave it there. So there is where it starts. There it starts where I said, okay, let's try to do something. And then Leo came with the idea of Subpodʻs. And I said, okay, that's a great opportunity to actually make the full cycle. And then we start with 14 boxes. 14 boxes. Actually, we installed 14 boxes. And we have a lot of ups and downs. So first was like the gardeners, they installed it wrong. So they didn't close the door, and then they throw the sun to the side. And then the moment you want to close it, then it was unclipped and then it was twisted, or it was not labeled, not labeled, you know. So then it was like when I look at it, they are like to the side. I say, okay, this is wrong. Anyway, and we start actually working with 4 boxes, right, Leo? I think it was 4.
It was 5. The 3 on the front garden and then 2 on the back.
Yeah. So
and when you mean by boxes, you mean Subpodʻs, yeah.
Subpodʻs, sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Subpodʻs, sorry.
It's all right. It's just, yeah.
So the brand there, yeah. And maybe you will see it there. You see there?
Yeah, there
There
they
you
are.
Yeah. Cute.
There it is. There is one of them. So we start with 5. We got I don't know if it was German or Dutch tiger worms, and we started there. Yeah, and then we passed through many things, like we overfit, of course, one more time, and it was like, and we overfit with some plant-based meat alternatives. They were just maybe too hard to actually decompose, to work on it, etc. So there was one point where I needed to actually empty the box. I said this is just smelling terrible. This is not working. There is just putrefaction here happening, and that is not how it needs to work. So I put my gloves and I did it myself, and I just went there, clean it. I said, okay, start over. I see my worms, some dead there. So it's like, okay, Leo, this is not working. So I got in contact with you guys one more time. I said, yeah, you couldn't save it. You couldn't just add more carbon. Just leave it there. It will work. Anyway, and then we start learning more and more. And then we saw one of the most full boxes. We were getting really to the top, and then summer was coming, and they were thriving there. And one day I opened, and it was like steam. It was super hot. It was like 40 degrees Celsius. I don't know, you have Celsius over there, I think. Yeah, okay. So it was like really boiling, this guy. So we make bags of with ice, and we cool it down. So we buried ice to actually cool it down, because it was just too hot. Because I saw my worms like really on the corners. They were like, okay, this is too thought this is not good. So we just yeah, it was crazy, man. I said to my wife, I said to my friend, the friend said, you take care more of the ones than your 2 kids. Yeah, apparently, yes.
I love that.
We got we tell the story that it's not possible for animals to go in, but birds can smell really good. So they go there and they are trying to look for the worms that are outside, and they start scrapping with their feet. So then they are making holes in the soil so the flies can go in. So then I open the box full of flies. What is going on? It's closed. Yeah, because the birds are, and I have a mess around because there was just the soil everywhere. So we built wooden sidewalls on the side of the Subpodʻ to actually not allow the birds to actually scrap on the side. Maybe I could also, now I'm thinking maybe I could put more plants there to have less space for them. Maybe that's something I could do, but I was pissed. I said no. Let's get this box closed, and the worms cannot go in there. And then we were driving there, and then we said, okay, let's increase, and then we went to 10. So from 5, we put another 5 to put it in action, and then we have 10. And there we had the visit of Catherine. I think that was a very nice session. We talk about it. We got inspired people outside the building. Well, let's say our colleagues to actually get their own box and try to start composting. And I think we got maybe 14 people interested on this, and they start ordering. I think a couple of people already order, and then I'm offering help to tell, okay, you need to buy this, get your worms, get your blankets here. Yeah, so it has been well, the last, that was I was in a monthly call that our director from the building makes every month, just to make an update how things are over here. They asked me to make an update on safety, and when he introduced me, he said, I think Antonio won't talk about worms today. I said, well, if you want, I can do, but no, the topic for today was safety. But the people know that I'm passionate about it. We had an open day a few weeks ago, and we make a full story from kitchen, where when we show them how we create dishes with our products, and when we create dishes, we create the banana bread. So there was a lot of banana skins, and we make a vegetable soup. So there was a lot of veggie skins and scraps. So we were using our Knorr products in the soup. We were using our Hellmann's mayonnaise, by the way. If you want to cook up the delicious banana bread, you need to use Hellmann's mayonnaise. Go to the website and you will find a delicious recipe. You won't believe that it's made with mayonnaise. It's fantastic.
It is.
So at the end, I told to the guys, okay, now you taste our products. You looked at, we have all this garbage. What to do with this? So rather than just throwing it in the bio, where I have no idea what the government will do with this garbage, maybe they will just pile it, and it will take, I learned from Catherine, even banana skin can take 3 years to decompose. What to do? So I said, guys, we are composting here. What? Where is the corner? Where is the stinky corner? No stinky corner, right?
Yeah.
So I brought by groups. We had around 1,500 people. So maybe in the kitchen we have like 800 people. I told them the story, and then I took them to the Subpodʻs, and then I showed, okay, now you help me. You fit the worms. Here are the bananas. We throw it there, and in 3 days they will this banana will be disappear. And people were they couldn't believe it. So that was another very nice example to show how we are composting, how we are actually tackling our food, being a food waste warrior, and reduce our waste in our kitchens.
What a great way to demonstrate that full cycle, and also just, you know, that you've had enough time with those subpods and with the worms to really be able to like share your experiences and go, you know, share your mistakes and challenges as well. So yeah, awesome. It's really great to hear. And of course, we're always looking for feedback from real life experiences of people's, you know, working with the subpod. So
let me give you another interesting fact we are doing here. Is we know we need to add carbon, and maybe something, guys, you need to shout it a bit more strong. More carbon. It's like you feed, you give carbon. Don't mess around with that, you know, because you need a lot of carbon. I see it. I see they thrive with that. It's not smelly. It helps really good to make it aerobic, to make it fluffy. So in a company like this, where we have, you know, big kitchens, a lot of things are happening, a lot of samples are coming into this building, where would I get my carbon? Because I said, it would be logic that I start buying wood chips and I start getting, you know, using virgin paper to do this. I don't get a lot of newspaper here to do it. What I get is boxes. Yes. Plenty of boxes. But those boxes, yeah, you need to chop them down. Otherwise, I cannot just throw a piece of carton and be happy. So we got a machine that actually shred the carbon, the carton. Normally we'll shred it and make a kind of lineups like this. So then you need to twist it to actually really make a brittles of carton. So we don't buy any carbon here. We produce our own carbon that it will go for waste or it will go into somewhere else, and we are using that. So that's one thing. But yeah, I think what we need to realize when you have 14 boxes is that it's quite some work, you know. It's not like at home that you just go there, open your box, throw it, close it, forget it, and 3 days later you come back. I can send you photos of the boxes of leftovers we have. It's big, and sometimes chefs, they just put me I don't know, there was a rotten apple complete, and then I can throw it there directly. It will take too long. So it's better to chop it down, and then you need to chop a lot of things, and then you need to make carbon. So I said to myself, I need these boxes to thrive, to actually go really good, and then I need to start delegate, because I cannot. This cannot be my job 24/7. So I'm getting now somebody who will make the carton for me. So the guy who's picking it up, I said, okay, just he needs to learn how to do it. I will tell him that he can do it. And then in the future, I'm hoping I can delegate also the feeding, where I can just delegate, check, and see that things are going properly. At the moment, these two hands and plus the one from Leo are the ones who are 80% or 95% doing the job to actually keep the things rolling.
You know, thank you for sharing some of the challenges and that you are having on a larger scale. One of our things that we have been working on in the background over the past couple of years is how to support larger scale composting with our systems, and yeah, we're raising capital for more future R&D, and that's a big focus for us. Is how do we make everything as simple as possible and as effective as possible, and for you guys to jump in with the first version of the product and be so committed is amazing. And with our education resources and some of the product innovations we're working on at the moment, we hope we can introduce some further efficiency into the system for you in the not too distant future, because we do see that there are those issues. If there's only 2 people managing 14 units, that is a lot of work right now. But things like grinders to macerate the food waste actually are something we're looking into at the moment, which would add an extra efficiency into the system. It'd mean the worms and microbes process a lot more efficiently, and you could mix waste and carbon a lot more effectively too.
Yeah.
But what I
I
love
think-
is, sorry, go Leo.
I think, I don't know if Antonio, maybe if would be easy just to show to the community the machine that we use to chop the carbon, because I believe, I mean, if you go to a big restaurant, a hotel, they might have also boxes. So how do we do? Maybe it could be a good thing to show if you were available, just to show them the machine, because it's not a very big machine, it's, right? Maybe you could show, but let's walk through the hive. I think that would be good to show. And then the way we do, what we do mainly, we have like these 20 liters boxes, like plastic boxes. So we have 5 kitchens. So we keep on adding the food waste into these boxes through the week. And then when it get near to the weekend, this is when we feed the Subpodʻs, as we done yesterday. So yesterday we fed 50 kilos of food waste through the 14 Subpodʻs. 50 kilos.
Yeah. Have a look here.
How long did it take you to put in the 50 kilos, would you estimate?
Just before I answer you that, maybe just this is the shredder machine,
Mm-hmm.
and the carton will end in something first like this, and then you need to turn it to actually make little pieces. Yeah.
All right.
So you feed it through twice, then you get little pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You know, one thing you guys might want to consider, some people have been using in some work where you have to mix paint or thicker substances, people take a drill and they use something very much like the aerator. So you can use that power stirrer. So if you're doing 14 units, you could actually have a power assist for all that turning.
What you mean on the, to have like,
so basically it's a shaft that you put into the drill. It's a drill that then spins the stirrer. And so people that make up like renderings substances for putting on houses. So it's a strong drill that can go through thicker materials.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it. And so that's the way, if you're doing so many Subpodʻs, you might want to think about, that's a simple way to power assist all that processing.
That's a good point, because we have a RoboCup, and that kind of work, but it's a mess.
Mhm.
So, but you are right. If I have a box and I just go and blend it, everything, and then forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a couple of examples that might work for you to help you out, and then you could give us feedback, because it's great for us to actually work with people who are sort of early stage doing higher level processing, and we'll get a clearer idea of what's the upper limit, what's realistic, you know, in terms of how much
that
waste.
makes a lot of sense. Sorry, Leo, but that makes a lot of sense, because by now I've been picking it out, selecting. You know, lemons. I do put lemons and limes, but I need to chop them and spread it around in the different boxes, because it comes with a box with I don't know, there's 15 lemons, and then I need to select it, spread it so that everybody gets a bit of lemon and lime, and not create a massive smell there that they don't like it. So that's a good idea, actually. Just blended everything. I don't know if it will end up with a big slur
Well,
that
you'll be able to actually then adjust how much carbon you're adding to the slurry to get the right consistency. So you'll have a really good sense depending on how much of it is fruit pulp and how much of it is vegetable pulp, and
Yeah,
you'll be able to adjust it.
yeah, good point. Okay, nice.
I think also could be like a good way, but is a hard way because that is a change of habit, is that having all the chefs that work in the kitchens to chop everything before put into the boxes. Because what happened is we have like metallic bowls. Think if you are a chef, listen to me, you know what I'm talking about. So we were like chopping things, and then all the waste we put into this metallic bowl. And then in the end of the day, we bring this metallic bowl to these plastic boxes where we save for the end of the week, we feed the Subpod's. If every chef start to build up this culture that, okay, I just squeezed 2 half lemons, but I cannot put half lemons there. I should chop in 4, and then I put a metallic box, and then Antonio doesn't have the extra work. That is something that works, but then this is a change.
We've been discussing, but it's change of habits, and that's the tough part. Whenever we try to sell a product, and we need to change a habit, it's just you and me, Leo, who are the early starters and unconvinced, but the general population,
early birds.
But look how much you two waste warriors are doing already. You know, like you've reduced 60% of food waste coming out of that kitchen with just the 2 of you. And that's what I see, even like with the school that we've got that's got like 42 Subpod's. It started with 1 teacher, and now she's inspired whole classrooms of children who are now on board to help her to do the looking after of the Subpod's. And it just starts with 1 or 2 passionate people. And it is, you're saying it's changing culture, you're changing habits in people. And, you know, it's got to start somewhere, and that's also what we're about. Yeah, that's why we're about supporting people, not to just start composting, but to keep composting, you know. And the more that we can just say to people, you know, even just raising the question, what do you want to see happening to this food waste? Do you want to see this going somewhere where it causes problems, or do you want to start seeing it doing something really good? And if people really go, oh, actually, what do I want to do? And some people won't care. I mean, that's just human nature. But for those who are willing to, and the more they see you doing it, and the more that they see other people doing it, it'll start to become the norm. And that's, you know, part of why we've kept going with Subpod is because we wanted to become, you know, so instrumental in helping to change culture and thinking around it. So
I have a quick question
for being the, you know, waste warriors out there, and you know, especially in such a large company, you know, it's not just a small little cafe that's around the corner like we have over here. You know, we've got lots of those going on, but it's somewhere where it can actually take this innovation to the world, to big business, to companies that, you know, will be looking at this as a solution.
I want to answer that, Catherine, but Peter, please go for it.
Oh, I just wanted to say to Catherine's point about what do you want to happen to this waste, I'm thinking, how are the plants looking around the Subpod's in those 10 Subpod's that you're using? Do you notice any differences with the plants growing around them?
I would say yes. I think Leo has a very good experience with at home. He has he bought 1 little plant in the supermarket of basil. That normally you buy it to trim it, and then after a week to throw it away. And I think he planted and it's like huge plant.
I on my Subpod here, I truly feel that, Peter. I would say in the Hive maybe we don't feel as much because I think me and Antonio, together with the Hive team and the team of gardeners, which is a third party that we hire to do the garden, maybe we don't communicate as we should. That's why maybe maybe like 5 Subpod's was badly installed in the beginning, but I don't think they are close enough to the Subpod. So this story, guys, if you want to have, I don't know, a blueberry that grows better, more delicious, faster, less really plant on the sides of the Subpodʻs. So that has not been done. So maybe that's why, Peter, we don't feel it. But at my home, as Antonio was mentioning, I have all herbs and spices around it. I plant different stuff as well, just to see what happened. But here in the Netherlands, maybe, I don't know, in Australia, but when you go to the supermarket, you also, instead of only the plastic box with the basil inside, you also can buy this small plant of basil, right? That you bring it home, keep on watering, then you keep on trimming down. After you trim all down, then you throw it away. So I got and I plant on the side of the Subpodʻs. That's quite expensive. Huh? Here in the Netherlands, we pay €1.90, €1.70 per basil tree. And then I plant this basil tree, and then the basil tree grew like immense. And I had so much basil. I did a lot of pesto. I did whatever I could, but was not enough. So I started to share basil with my neighbors.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I plant also a sunflower, and I have a picture to show. Maybe I can even send to you guys, because nobody believed me. I plant a sunflower from the seed, and then I got, with one tree of sunflower, I got like more than 20 flowers. 20 flowers. I was showing this picture to friends of mine. I said, what the hell? What is happening? Why you have I say, guys, this is the warm power. The warm, put something here, whatever. I put tomato trees as well. A lot of cherry tomatoes. Me and my wife, the tomatoes so delicious, so sweet. So whatever I plant on the side, it works. I have a rosemary tree that I plant, was my first plant in the Subpodʻ. So nearly 4 years ago. And I have winter, I have summer, I have everything here. And the rosemary tree is still there, thriving, beautiful, green, full flavor.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Photos.
Yeah, you could show those photos to the gardeners and get them inspired.
Yeah.
I did, huh? And you guys already share my pictures in your Instagram. So that has been done already.
Right.
And look,
Right.
you're talking about winter as well. Like, I know it gets pretty cold over there. So you still, your worms are still composting through winter?
Well, we will see. We will see. We start like a year ago, no, Leo?
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of winter already. And
We got a little bit of winter last time, and they were in those times where those 5 boxes were actually 5 half boxes. Huh? So so Subpodʻs.
Just a side, just a side.
Yeah, just one side of a Subpodʻ. So they manage. Of course, they get slower. They etc. But I can tell you that I maybe I need to share a photo to Peter or to you guys to let me know, because we were feeding yesterday, and there was one box where I almost saw no worms, and I was like, strange, it doesn't smell bad. And then I got close, and there was tiny white things, like tiny, millions. Is that babies. I hope those are babies.
No,
Yeah,
those are
they're
probably,
baby worms.
they might be pinworms, which is fine. They're totally benign, but it might be a sign that it's a bit wet or the conditions are a little bit off. But usually the baby, if you're using tiger worms, they should be tiny red thread-like worms.
Tiny red.
Usually.
Okay, then they are not. Then I have a different worm around there.
It's a community. We have
Yes.
spiders as well. We have a
Yeah.
little bit of slugs sometimes, but we learn for you guys, there is a community, right? It's not all
Yeah.
it's not for only tiger worms.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. But with 14, they each box is alive. Huh?
Yeah.
So even you more or less try to fit the same way, you treat more or less the same way. Suddenly I open one box, and even one Subpodʻ, and half is like thriving, very good, lots of worm. The other side is like, okay, they are not happy here. Carbon, and then mix it and leave it away. So even in half, you see a different behavior. It's amazing. So they really behave differently.
Oh, so they'll tell you what they like and what they don't like. And if they don't like something, they'll head out into the soil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
And
no,
then-
I think we got our last. We filled up the last 4 boxes Subpodʻs. When was it? Like a month ago.
3 weeks ago. 3 weeks
3 weeks
ago.
ago.
I think 3 weeks ago.
So
Now we have
let's see.
14 guys. 14 alive.
We have
Well,
14.
Looking
14
forward to see
food.
how much you can process through those 14. Like we're always
Oh, we
up
are
for
doing-
numbers because I always get
doing-
asked how much waste, how many do I need? So you
Mhm.
know, you guys are going to be great for real time, you know, large volume composting.
Yeah.
And also how many boxes you go through, like how many cardboard boxes do you process? I'd love to know. You know, I know that's hard to do because you know you're busy.
Oh, we can make a small counter, but
Yeah.
we feel one big one. What is it? A 20-liter box, Leo?
Yeah, yesterday was 50 kilos. I measure so I could have the number for you guys. But remember that we have just 5 Subpodʻs recently started, right?
Yeah.
So it means that I could go if I have a fully powerful powerhouse of 14 Subpodʻs, I can go more than 50 kilos per week. So yesterday was 50 kilos. We empty all the boxes.
Right.
But
and
carbon, I think we made like a 20-liter carbon box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
not kilos, because it's very fluffy once you break it down.
yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Peter will be able to give you some nice little metrics to show to your building manager about the impact you're having with those bucket food waste and
Oh,
this,
absolutely.
the carbon that you're diverting from landfill and using it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a nice calculator where you can put in either the volume or the weight of the food waste you're putting in. It'll give you the exact amount of CO2 you're offsetting from the atmosphere by not
That would
having
be
to go out to
great.
landfill. So we'll make sure you guys have access to that, and then you can
Yeah, I think
share
that
that with-
will make a lot of sense. I've been photo recording of everything. Every time I feed, then I will make a picture.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
And then
yeah.
and then you want to get people on board of
There you are.
Unilever.
One,
Uh,
2, 3, 4 boxes.
Cool.
There's
Oh,
another
yeah.
one, and there was and there's that red box was where is it? That red box is
Yeah.
that's my son.
Don't compost him.
I would yeah, okay.
Antonio has a mini, huh? He has a mini at home as well.
I start composting at home.
Right.
I make my hands dirty.
I love that photo. I love that photo. I'll have to share
Yeah.
that when we share the event. It's a beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your kids, are they now into the worms? Have you got them interested?
They are. Yeah. Not lots, but we are composting out at home. Here, this is another. This is when we received the new worms.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There they are, and then we had all the food left over there.
Wow.
So yeah.
Love your dedication, guys. Love it. Oh,
Fantastic.
And are your gardeners harvesting the worm castings and using them?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan. I haven't done that, but because I really want to thrive and to have it really stable. But as it will pass the winter, when it passes the winter, I already spoke with the gardeners saying don't buy any fertilizer. We will just use all the compost material.
All organic, and maybe you can do a fun little split test and just choose one little area that doesn't get the worm castings and isn't fed by a Subpodʻ, and let us know if you see a difference. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we'll send you the liquid fertilizer tips that are really great to pass on too.
And then an extra one, Peter, would be awesome to get this calculator, because if you want to get people from Unilever on board of anything, show them the sustainability numbers, right?
Yes.
And this is something that will make any vice president or president from Unilever have the eye shining. I mean, if we have CO2 All of that, if we give them numbers, they get super happy. They say you want to buy more support so you can do more and so forth. Yeah. Numbers.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
there we are, Leon, myself, our CEO for foods in Unilever.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That day she finished her presentation, was her and Alan, who's the president of Unilever, and they were here in a full event session. We had a fantastic day with them, and at the end, the sentence from her was that everybody needs to do something regarding food waste.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
That's how her presentation ended up. And I actually picked her up and I said, look, I need 5 minutes from you. I want to show you what we are doing in Hive, and I want to inspire more people to do. So I said, of course, let's go. So I grabbed her. I said to the chefs, come, take my telephone, come, let's go there. So we went there, and when we show her, we explained what we are doing, and she was really surprised and happy, saying, really
great.
good, really good.
That's great. Well, I'm really looking forward to being able to share with you some of the new developments that we'll have. We're in the middle of a capital raise right now to fund some of the products we've been working on in the background for the past couple of years. So we will have, we've got an app we're working on which will automate all of the collecting of data for you guys and all of the users, and then automatically calculate the avoided emissions and a whole lot of other metrics as well that I think will be really interesting and valuable. And then some of the other innovations we're working on, as I mentioned earlier, around being able to process that food waste and grind it up in a commercial setting. And we'll be very happy to partner with you guys and work, send you over prototypes to evaluate in your kitchen there.
Happy to be part of that pioneering for sure. I said to Leo, this is with 14 here, but we want to bring it to the other locations in Unilever. So we've been spreading the word. We've been spreading the word around here and there. Yeah. Because
and 100% sure if we have an app that can build up numbers, and that like any marketeer could transform into elephants or whales, because that's the thing on Unilever. If we build up like, after a year, you know how much we cost an elephant. They love to do this transformation. Okay, it was elephants or 2 whales. So if we could do that, that really help us to spread the word, say, see, it works, and we are doing a huge impact. Take a look at the numbers.
Yeah, well, some of what the calculations we've done recently, just on the number of Subpod's that we've sent out to customers in the world now, with approximately 55,000 units out there now in the past 2 years. With everyone, if we average out 7 kilos a week per Subpod, where our entire community every year with those Subpod's is diverting over 26,000 tons per year of food waste from landfill. So the numbers start to stack up pretty quickly, and that's why we're so passionate about building a global composting community, because I think sometimes when you're doing it on your own in your backyard, you don't really have a sense of how impactful it is. But because methane is one of the most heating greenhouse gases, it really is a huge tangible effect that you can have when you start to look at it across a community.
But at the end, and we have it in Unilever, it's like small actions, big difference. So I'm very convinced about that. So if everybody does a small action, then it will then the impact in the world will be strong. Yeah. So I'm convinced on that, and I'm spreading the word. I have people friends of mine, they know me that that I hate wasting food. So they will call me, Antonio, I found endivias in my fridge. What can I do? And then can you pass me a recipe? And then I pass them some tips. And yeah, we are on that track. I think, to be honest, one thing that concerned me, and I is that you get relaxed when you have Subpodʻs to throw things. Because it goes to the worms, you know.
I can just feed the worms.
Yeah, I can just feed the worms, and then I'm fine. And I said, guys, no, I really need to put a stop there and keep on the very beginning of the story.
Yeah.
Be careful how are you buying, how are you cooking, how much you are serving. Be very conscious about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Antonio, that's-
back to do a session on that. Can we get
I
you back to do a
think you
little...
need to write a cookbook, because Antonio, that is, you've hit exactly on my personal passion as well. That when I think about food waste, I think about, like, it starts at the shopping cart, or it starts with the shopping list, you know, and hopefully you don't have anything to feed the worms and you're worried about it and you've got to go borrow from your neighbors, you know. But also, you know, when I also like to look in my compost bin and think, well, if I don't have things to feed the worms, maybe I'm not feeding my family correctly. Maybe I'm eating out too much, or we're eating crap that isn't really food that you can put in a compost bin. But yeah, they have to go hand in hand. And I've been trying to work out how we can build into our story and into how we educate our community about, think first about how it ends up as slimy stuff in the bottom of your fridge or left over on your plate. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd love, if you've got any case studies about, have you done any of that work in the kitchen there about changing recipes and changing?
We have it with Hellmann's. Hellmann's is all about that. Is make taste, no waste.
That's great.
And that is we have a campaign in Canada called the Fridge Night. So the chef will just open your fridge and I will tell you what you can cook with whatever is there. Don't need to go to the supermarket. You don't need to buy anything else. Whatever is there, we will create a fantastic dish for you.
Yeah.
And,
I have a good example, because Antonio was mentioning Hellmann's, and then we also have, I think in US, Antonio, the disease, as we call the fridge blindness, right?
Fridge blindness,
and then suffer for that. Every time my wife opens the fridge, oh, there's nothing to eat. I say, I'll promise you that I'm gonna do an amazing dish for whatever we still have it. And then I do it. Oh, but how you done that? So yeah, this and that. But so just complimenting Antonio, I think he's in US, right, Antonio?
This in US in Canada. It came.
Fridge blindness.
Yeah, you open, you see nothing, and actually there's lots of things there.
Beautiful.
So we do work a lot on that, and I think that's I tell you guys, in these kitchens, we just eat leftovers. So
that's so true.
We eat leftovers. It's like don't buy more things. There is something. Let's cook whatever is there to try to utilize everything that is there.
Yeah.
And we invite people, and they know. I'm being so conscious of that. I had events where I need to serve burgers, and I go to the deep freezer and I have two type of bread, two type of buns, one with the sesame seed, the other one without. So the chef said, I need to buy new buns. Why? Yeah, because they are different. Yeah, I don't care. So we go to the event, and then I'm gonna serve the burger that is all about the plant-based burger. It's not about the bread, about the story I will tell them. And then I explained them. I said, guys, you are getting two different buns, but doesn't really matter. Please focus on the meat. And I gave you this because that's what I have. Rather than buy and waste, I use what I have. And therefore today, half of the participants will get a bun with sesame, half not. And they're like, oh, cool. Oh, okay. One was like, but why is different the bun? Oh, I already explained it. It's because of that. Yeah. So those type of things, if you are open and say things how it is, it just work. And yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm convinced about that.
Again, changing mindset, helping people to think differently about what we take for granted.
We need to, because if we just keep on doing things the same way, and then you are expecting a change, well,
Yeah.
there is no miracles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
I don't
great
know,
to
I think
hear
the
the
words
passion. It's
words
great
are-
to hear the passion for the whole life cycle of food. It's in our minds constantly, and we started with composting, but for me, the reason I've been involved in Subpodʻs since it was hand building prototypes in a shed is that idea of what can I do that teaches people some of the basics of the circular economy, and I think Subpodʻ is a really great product for that, because you're growing food as you're composting, and hopefully that starts to bring in some of this thinking about food. And so it's always been in my mind that hopefully sooner rather than later now, we will be able to have some courses by chefs on our Grow Hub for people to educate. That's really our focus, is to build up the digital platform that sits alongside our physical products, and it helps people to reinforce some of these changes in behavior that we all would like to make and are trying to make. So I spend a lot of time reading about behavioral psychology and behavior change, and how can we bring that to our community, because it is so important to be thinking about the full life cycle. And it's just such a great conversation. So thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Happy to help on that, because it's not easy. You need to bank on it several times, that behavior change. I see it with my kids, all the time. One more time with my friend, a good friend, their neighbor, and then food waste barrier, don't throw, think about. And I go there, and I open her fridge. I said, come on, look, full fridge. You still went to the supermarket? You crazy? Don't go, use what you have there. So, and now it's dead. And then she called me, what do I do with this and if I was going to throw away? I said, okay, there it's going there. But I explained to my son this circular in a simple way. She said, because he asked, why are we composting? Papa, I don't understand. And I said, well, it's simple. Look, we have there's beside the Subpodʻs, there's the tomatoes, right? So we will eat those tomatoes, and the plant will dry, and that I will put it in the compost. And maybe the tomatoes are not the ones that are maybe eaten or whatever, we will throw it there. And then this compost, we will get very good soil, and then we will put this soil to get new tomatoes. So we will make the full circle. And he was like, oh, okay, I like the idea. So with kids, well, you have a school with 44 boxes, Subpodʻs there, and the kids are convinced. So it's a good idea to don't take out the finger of kids, because they grow very fast, and they will be the influencers of this world. So we cannot forget about them. And then you have those guys who are me and Leo's that around the world, who are really pushing strong that things work together.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, look, we've been here for an hour, and I'm sure we could probably go on for hours and hours.
Cool.
Yeah, we're all so excited about these kind of things. But I just want to give an opportunity, if there's anyone else, like Warren, we haven't heard from you yet,
Yeah, I would just like to make a request, Catherine, if that's okay. I think Antonio and Leo should have their own TV show. Unilever can sponsor it. You go into people's houses and they tell you they've got nothing to eat. You go straight to their fridge and you cook up a meal, and I tell you, it'll be a ratings winner.
Absolutely.
And I will enjoy watching it. So you let me know when the first episode is, please.
If you go to Hellman's Canada webpage, you might find a copy paste of a chef there doing exactly that. So go have a look.
I'm gonna have a look. I'll have a look
tonight.
tonight.
But he's a cool guy. Maybe a bit more handsome than Leo and me.
For sure.
I don't know about that. How can you?
I keep on saying to my wife, I say, baby, don't be worried that we're not gonna have enough food on the fridge. There's always food. Be worried about the worms. They're not gonna have scraps to eat. The true worry that we need to have, because in this house we're gonna be food waste warriors, either you like it or not.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I'm so proud of you guys. From the first time we met, Leo, your passion just shone, mate, and I think that's why we got on so well. I'm just so proud of what you guys are doing over there, and you know, I often think about the big businesses and we wonder whether the big corporates really care, and I think Unilever does really care, and that's reflected in your two attitudes. So I think you're representing Unilever absolutely brilliantly. You're representing your families brilliantly, and you're good friends of ours, so you're representing us really well. So we thank you so much for that, and anything that we can do to help you guys, you know exactly where we are.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us this time today and your generosity. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. If I could say just a few words now, just to close it up, maybe Antonio also would do that. And as we are talking through, you know, like as a big company that might well as well be like a big restaurant or a hotel, maybe I will be talking with you now. I hope this message get to you. That support for a big operation is doable. We have our own system that we just mentioned to you guys, that we put everything into boxes, right? And then we store in the fridge because we have a large fridge. And then we do the feeding every week, right? So we have this one feeding per week. And that takes us, let's put that way, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. But it's as in the kitchen, you have schedules of cleaning, you have schedules of arranging, of sorting. This could also be part of one extra schedule, right? That is one person goes there and feed the Subpodʻs. We fed yesterday 50 kilos, right? And we don't have the 14 full speed yet. So you could do even more if there is a need. As Antonio mentioned, you should not need it, but if you need, the Subpodʻ will be there for you. We had many problems over the year, and then mainly, that's the best part of it. Mainly the solution is carbon. And if you have a big operation, for sure, you're gonna have cardboards, right? And then cardboard can be your free source of carbon. It's doable. If you don't want to store through the week, if you have a small fridge, you could also do a daily feeding. And we took 40 minutes to daily feed because it was 50 kilos. But if it was one day, maybe it would be 5 kilos. And 5 kilos, you could feed in 10, 15, max, if you're super slow or your Subpodʻ is far, 20 minutes. So it's not a lot of work. It is doable. And then if you are a chef, you could create like herbs all around. And we know how expensive herb is, right? And then you can grow herbs all around. So guys, if you have a big operation, it's doable. It's not hard. You're not gonna have flies or bad smell. You can profit from that. And the sensation after you get all that food waste and then you just leave it down there to feed your own worms, the sensation. Yesterday, me and Antonio were discussing how proud we were to get those 4 boxes and then just leave them there as food for our friend worms. Huh? And by the way, here in the Hive, Antonio is called as Papa of the worms, which is the daddy. Huh? So everybody call him Papa because he's the daddy of the worms. So that's the message that I want to spread for whoever. You can be the Papa as well. And then, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, maybe for me, maybe to close some words is that I'm looking on the future and what can we do? I think with this call, it opened my mind on how to be more efficient with the time and on how to fit and on how to maintain carbon story, breaking down pieces, etc. So that helped me a lot, and that's very good. The second part on the future is still, and it will be most probably part of my targets for next year, is how I can, and for the rest of this year, how can I bring it outside? We have 14 here, but we have a lot of offices around the world where we can even inspire them and try to bring them into this world of reducing waste and end up with circular while composting. We start there, so we have offices in Rotterdam, and I spoke with the chefs. They were here a few days ago, and I bring him outside. Said, "Look, this is what we are doing," and the guy is like, "I really like it." He got actually he got this concept of recycling food, like if you make if you make this salad, later you can take the salad and make a soup, and if you have rice, you can make a rice, and then you can make arancini. So really, how can he utilize in a different way, in a safe way, but really trying to minimize waste. So he's already there. So I said to him, I will get you a box, one or two, let me check, and we can install it there and start over there. So I'm looking for that. That is part of the future, how to optimize here, my time and the resources we need to thrive, and how can we make it more external. I've been, every opportunity I have, I will talk about it, that's for sure, because also I spend a lot of time on that, and I need to justify my hours that I'm doing in this. So I will always talk about it, and I'm very convinced about that. So if you need somebody who can sell this, let me know.
Good story, huh? Last week we have all the chefs from around the globe doing shooting over recipes, and we have this agency here shooting and stuff. And of course, Antonio just spread the word about composting. They got really interested. Then we brought them outside, and then the composter will be part of the video of the chefs. But then while we were talking, we convinced like 3 of the people from marketing of this agency to buy Subpodʻs. They went straight to the website and they got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Love
awesome.
that. Legends. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, I'm all good. Thank you so much. It's just a delight to meet you guys, and what a lovely way to end the week. And it's so fascinating to hear the point of view from chefs who, you know, you must be seeing so much waste every day. It's so exciting to hear your perspective on it, and that you're so inspired to do something really productive with it. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. I'll be sharing this with lots of resorts and the zoo and all sorts of big clients that I'm talking to right now. I think they'd love to hear your perspective.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they want a one-to-one chat, we can organize it.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Thank you.
Right.
Brilliant.
Peter, do you have anything else?
Oh, I'm just happy to support you guys, and it's great to see the scale and the passion. And so, you know, whenever you need any technical input, just feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to help out. And I'd love to be part of that next step when you guys are looking to be more efficient. So as Saudi and the rest of the production team are thinking about scale, we'll be looking to you guys as one of our big opportunities to work with. So it's going to be great. Ongoing.
I will send you a photo of this tiny little worms, and let me know which tip do you have for me there.
Yeah,
okay.
Happy to do that. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much. Have a good
Feed
day.
the soil and feed the world, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thanks everyone for being here too. It was really nice to have some of the Subpodʻ team here, and I'm really glad you had time on a Friday afternoon to join us. So awesome, Waste Warriors. Keep up the great work, everyone. Thanks, Warren, for dropping in.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good weekend. Thanks, Antonio. Thank you, Leo.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.